Team pick.
I think I saw VP play against a Brood with the Darkseer. Maybe not them, but another team. And I've said mostly VP games. This is probably my fourth one here, my fourth set. But Darkseer versus Brood is very good for the early game. You get a lot of CS. You can cut the wave. You're pretty survivable to any harass that Broodmother puts out. Invoker pick, we saw it yesterday with Empire, and it did not work out so well due to the enemy team just pretty much ignoring it. They're like, oh, okay, well, you've got Orchid. We're going to 5-man now, and now your hero is worthless. And that's the 3-man combo, the Invoker, Lina, Rubik. So does a Lina Rubik roaming. It's pretty strong, pretty high nuke, at least when they get to level 3. And with an Invoker on top of that, I think it's going to be scary for the VP heroes, because if those 3 roam around and they get kills, they can definitely do it with either Anti-Mage or Broodmother help.
So are we wagering more on a Quas XOR build-up or a Quas X where you want more crowd control, or you can even add more on top of your ridiculous pushing power?
You could definitely exhort here because of the Lina Rubik setup. I think Exort Quas is better against Gyrocopter because you can do minus armor, but he can clear them pretty easily. But if you can EMP Dazzle and break his mana, then he doesn't have Grave anymore. That's pretty good. And same goes for Earthshaker. A lot of Earthshakers have been a bit sacrificing in the early game with their regen items, so maybe you could potentially get advantage. And Dragonite as well, same thing. He's very, very reliant on mana, so it might be an EMP game. Seems like to me, though, that's the only way Invoker's been played recently. People aren't really focused on the Exort build, but you never really know. There's some potential good one-shot targets here.
It's feeling like Virtus Pros, they ran out their lineup with that Dragon Knight, adding their own bit of siege potential there, and pretty much Man-Fight works very well with Darkseer, good Ion Shell candidate, helps a lot with the Surge.
Remaining.
Maybe once this DK Phobos Darkseer is able to throw together a nicely timed mech, they might look to just try to take objectives and take fights before this AM is able to get out of control, before this Brood can really take over a lane.
I agree.
It's feeling like Virtus Pro really want to be able to get a lot done before the clock ticks a bit too much, whereas VG Gaming, they can kind of do their thing, slow roll a bit. Yeah, they add pressure with these supports who could be pretty good at disabling and roaming about, but it doesn't seem as crucial for them to get a lot done as it does for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you said, if the Brood will take a bit to become strong, the Anti-Mage will take quite a while to become strong. And if they can get the early game advantage, VP should be able to snowball their opponents for a bit, as long as they don't run into some issues with Invoker, for example. So it does look like they're going for an aggressive tri-lane. It's a Gyrocopter, Dazzle with Earthshaker. I think that's pretty darn good. Earthshaker maybe not the best, obviously, but if you can fissure block, then you're guaranteeing a kill, basically, because you've got Rocket Barrage and a heal on top of that with some good right clicks.
And that means that DK Phobos will get the matchup they were hoping for here. The Darkseer going against Ice 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 on his Brood, who's already laid a small establishment, it looks like, here in the upper part of the river. Probably getting a quick sneak grab on the rune if possible. A lot more attention towards the bottom half of this river, though, from both sides.
They might be, it looks like they're swapping lanes right now. The Observer Ward that Ice Ice has put down spotted the Darkseer, so they know Darkseer's top. So now it looks like they're tri-lane shifting top. The Darkseer, or the Broodmother will then shift bot. Plus they showed the net, I assume. So it's just basically just a trick going on, and VP's going to be able to grab the bot rune, but they may also end up swapping lanes because they want to have Darkseer versus the Brood. That'll give them a lane advantage there, and they feel like their tri-lane is stronger. Anti-Mage is okay in a tri-lane, but I think Gyro is much better, even though the two supports of Vici are better than the two on VP.
Yeah, but how long are you going to wait? How many waves do you wait before you decide to make the call and get a couple of TPs together on the supports and rotate everyone all the way up top? It does seem like quite a bit of work, and you could be missing out on a bit if you don't make that call quick.
And FY found the Observer Ward for VP here, so that's a pretty big hit. This may start the rotation. FNG already has a TP scroll, so you never know. May shift right away. Do they have sentries is the real question. Lil has one.
They put a ward down to block the pole camp, but that doesn't really matter a whole lot to a Brood, so that's a lost ward pretty much right there. But they do have a sentry, which they do plop down now, so they'll have the vision on Ice Ice Ice.
Was this Clarity Potion? Oh, Gyro bought a Clarity because he needs to buy a TP scroll, so he knew that he was going to TP top. He's probably going to get this first wave, and then he's going to leave, is what I'm guessing. They might actually get some damage on Ice 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 here. No.
They were hoping for it, that he would at least run to the right-hand side into a rocket barrage, but Ice 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 will turn the corner the other way and put himself back into a safe spot. So we'll have to keep an eye out to see how long before Virtus Pro do decide to change things up. Looks like FNG already hanging out in the top lane. The Dazzle looking to make a pull happen here, because as it stands right now, it's a little DK Phobos up in arms with a full tri-lane. Something that, your normal Dark Series used to going up against, but doesn't really want to have to. Even Hao is going to be dealing with these Ion Shells a little bit, but of course with the help of these two supports, he's going to get what he wants.
I actually kind of like the dual lanes that they have going right here, because it's an aggressive tri-lane. The large camp isn't blocked, so they'll be able to get some gold there, but Like, if Darkseer just spams the double Ion Shell, they can't just deal with it by pulling. They can do a side pull, I guess, but like he'll actually get a lot out of this lane, and Dazzle can get some pulls going as well. But they're doing the rotations now. DK Phobos shifting to the bot lane. Illidan's going to farm until he gets here.
They got a big block on the super here. A beautiful fissure sandwiches him in the spot, and they bat him on the butt right there at the end. Lil is going to pick up your first blood, set up with a beautiful fissure there in the mid lane.
If you get those blocks, man, you're going to get a kill. Dragon Knight stun as well is just so good in the early game. It's obviously melee range, but 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh, the wraparound, actually, they're trying to catch him. TP coming as well from Dazzle. Ooh. Will they grab somebody? Fissure? No, he's going to be fine.
They wanted it, then they saw the TP, and they're like, nope, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
Pull back, and Lil had the extra mana for one quick fissure before he does decide to step back. But that first blood certainly does help out someone like Lil. That's getting something like your soul ring so much faster.
Yep, that'll be really good for him. Does he have boots? Yeah, actually, he does have boots money. He's going to spot out FY, actually. They realize what's going on. He doesn't have fissure block for a couple more seconds, though. Cold snap on G. There's Flip throwing him back, and the Lina stun. Good damage here, but he's still got so much HP due to his armor. Fissure block. And that's he actually would have lived without the fissure.
Yeah.
And that's Dragon Knight, man. He's got 8 armor right now and 700 HP. That was nothing to him.
Maybe pre-first blood, it would have been a different story, but now that DK got that extra bit of a buff from the first blood, you know, it's not so easy.
And the 2 supports on Vici Gaming are under level due to their lane rotations and the fact that they're in an aggressive tri-lane. Lina only had a stun. That's, what, 120 damage. Great for 1 skill point, but he didn't have a Dragon Slave on top of that, and they were relying on their right clicks. Rubik as well, very, very low damage in the first 2 levels because he's only got 75 damage, or 70 damage out of Fade Bolt. So they just didn't have those first 2 levels or so, and they weren't able to kill the Dragon Knight. So they've wasted a lot of time this game, and it's looking good for VP.
No, they got Phobos, though. He still has the Surge. He's going to pop it up now and look to run here, and he's going to be able to make it away. They don't clearly have enough to lock him in place, and FNG's here as well. Purge, the lane rotations don't seem to stop. Ice back again in his off-lane position, now going toe-to-toe with Illidan here. But all these rotations from the side of Vici Gaming can, you know, prove to be a bit troublesome. And like you already pointed out, for these supports, you kind of have to do that long walk across the whole map, and when they're coming up short on those ganks, it really doesn't help.
Yeah, and it has costed VP some stuff, though. Dazzle's TP'd probably 2 or 3 times already this game. He doesn't have boots yet, so that's going to hurt his movement speed by a huge amount and may result in him dying in a position where he shouldn't be dying. So that's definitely got to hurt. Ooh, they're going to find a stack, though. DK Phobos may just give it the old Ion Shell.
Around the little creep or on himself, even better.
Yeah, it goes for the self Ion Shell. So he'll take a bit more damage here, but he guarantees that all the creeps will die and that the damage will be distributed evenly. So I think this is fine to do, and it's splitting experience with FNG now, so they're very happy to do this. A bit of a wasted Surge on a fake Rubik. And in the mid lane, G continues to farm up to 21 CS match in, Supers 22. And it is a Quaswex, by the way.
Yep. And he's already got double blades as well, nearly completing out the phase boots here. The right click gets pretty damn ridiculous, but, you know, for G, he's that DK. DK has been a top pickup here for Virtus Pro this tournament so far, so they continue to do work for it here.
They rotated again. Gyrocopter now in the bot lane versus Anti-Mage, and they shifted the Darkseer top.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to be able to keep up with all this. But yeah, sure enough, he's up here. Ice, immediately out from the lane. He's going to work with the pull camp instead. Ice, though, is now level 6, already has the Soul Ring, so the troubles you normally have at the start with a Darkseer isn't quite as troubling now. You can see him where he step in, hits him with a hard-hitting nuke, and goes back to his farm. So that could be the end of the rotations at this point, Purge. Now that these level 6s are coming together. Speaking of which, a level 6 mid lane, G has popped his Dragon form here. Very early pop. And it looks like he's just going to see if he can get some jabs on this tower. But, oh, here comes Fenrir and company. They get a nice tornado, follow up EMP. They get the lift, telekinesis. He is down. Easy setup right there from Vici Gaming. Wonderfully done between FY and Fenrir.
The best play there was the Gyrocopter getting a kill on Anti-Mage. That's a super big kill. But the best play in that mid gank was the EMP. They knew that Dazzle was there because they had an Observer Ward, so he put it very much so towards FNG. And because of that, he backed up a little bit when he would have moved in for a Grave normally. And by the time he realized he needed to Grave, he was out of position due to his right movement. So slight misplay there by FNG. He should have estimated, oh, he's going to die. I'm going to need to be there for sure.
Oop, Fenrir sees FNG trying to go for the rune, says, no, you don't. I'm going to take it myself. And look who shows up. Lil. Fenrir might be the one in trouble, but Super steps in, gets a big EMP, will connect on the FNG. He's going to walk into the pit. Vici Gaming will not pursue and do decide to pull back.
Slightly surprised about that because neither one of these heroes have mana.
So. Yeah, definitely not a stun on Lil, and FNG obviously got hit with the EMP, but I guess maybe they just didn't want to bother if he could easily deny himself. I'm not too sure, but didn't want to risk anything. It looks like they pulled back to play it safe.
So DK Phobos getting a bunch of farm top. G's actually up there. He TP'd shortly before. Perhaps Phobos got dived. He's actually taking more damage here. Ice doing his classic be annoying and poke thing.
Yeah. Even under the tower, he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want. Pulls back, and FY is going to meet up with him here. And G is just going to take the reins of this lane now and wait up for his Dragon Form, which is ready to go. Normally you want to get a +1. You take a big fight with your Dragon Form. You follow up with a good tower push, and that +1 is coming in.
Both.
Dazzle shows up first.
I don't know if he saw FY or not, but... Oh, Dazzle's getting pressured back from the spiders. This is getting kind of tough then.
And
he can't just sit there.
If he's too far from G, that could be trouble. They're already pinging it out now. FY has been very patient for this.
G's looking for the Rubik. He knows he's in here. I think he spotted him.
Oh, he's going to see him now.
Oh, he spotted him?
Did he?
Yeah, he has to. He ran right past. It's a line.
Oh, get the hell out of there. It's like the Three Stooges. He
still get him?
Slips away. They get the stun with the help of the Dragon Form now, and they've annihilated him with the Breathe Fire. Ice does consider moving in, and it's a lot of damage on the FNG with those Broodlings, but they're not going to get caught out. A lot of attention towards this top lane. Virtus Pros G goes on the prowl, finds the Rubik, and they get the kill.
Yeah, that was nice how they did that, I think. Maybe Vici should have collapsed a bit more, but it's tough. There's the Iron Shot. I'm sorry, the Cold Snap.
EMP now no mana on G, but he does already have the Dragon Form, and enough for the stun. They're going to annihilate Ice. He goes down. I guess Ice thought that with the connection from the EMP, there wouldn't be too much trouble, but
he had the wand ready to go.
Yep.
Through the Breathe Fire there. Dragonite's damage here is so much, especially with the Iron Shell. 70 damage a second. You sit around for 4 seconds, that's equivalent to a nuke. And those two things together means Dragonite can't really die because he's got 12 ridiculous armor. He's got good attack speed. He's doing 20 damage a second when he Dragon Forms. He's just a really strong hero in the early game, and they're making it work for him.
Radiant's top tower is under
and all
attack.
the meanwhile, Illidan, who did not need to participate in any of that stuff, farming out this bottom lane, trading a bit with Hal, but essentially getting his own here. Looks like he went with the phase boots. Possible build up into drums maybe first. We'll have to see. Is this more of a defensive build-up first, so as we saw in like the previous game, getting a Sage into this SNY, getting a BKB? Is it of a huge priority when you're going against this Rubik Lina support duo and an Invoker?
The EMP is a big issue actually, because Gyro a lot of his damage is based on having mana to cast your spells. So I feel like the BKB is really needed here. Plus, we talked about Vici Gaming isn't really strong for a while in their early game, so I feel like the BKB rush is honestly going to be very good for Illidan here, and it's a typical Illidan game. He's positive in kills, he's barely died. With that said, he buys the Belt of Giant Strength, so we'll be the SNY again, but you know, I think either item will work, really, if you think about it. SNY also kind of solves the problem. Can you run outside the EMP range? If you can, you're in a good spot.
Well, we might have to test that here soon. FNG shows up looking to go for a D-Ward. Instead, get the Telekinesis EMP combo. Dazzle could be in trouble. Gets off a quick grave on himself. Is going to be A-okay if he's able to make it out from the battlefront. But look at Illidan. He says, no, I'm going in to fight, baby. Tries to go for Fenrir. Is able to slither away. Now he's stuck with little mana. Big tornado. Now they get the Fissure Fall from Lil. Cold Snap's going to be dished out to Illidan. Illidan in big trouble here. Will go down to the big mana void coming out from Hal. And now G. Cleaning house. Gets a kill for himself. Making it a killing spree. Looks to go for FY, who has just enough mana for the Telekinesis. Is going to send them back and packing, and it's going to turn into a 2-for-1 trade advantage for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, that was tough. The fight was a little split there, so Dazzle couldn't stay close to the hero he needed to, which is the aggressive Gyro. And it ended up being a bit of an overdive there that went for a Vici Gaming advantage. But Dragonite again continues getting an advantage, gets a kill. He's up to a Mithril Hammer now. He will definitely make BKB because he's been having some mana problems. Keeps getting drained, keeps casting so many spells, and he's got to keep his mana up so his hero still ends up being a huge issue.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Arcane Boots might need to come out a lot more for their team here. You're not just dealing with that EMP, you also got the AM on their side.
Yeah, that's true. Mana problems.
Who knows, maybe even a future Necro book could come out in Ice, and you got a lot of problems there.
DK Phobos may be in trouble. Here's the EMP left as well. Cold Snap, he's taking a lot of damage. Man, that EMP did a lot. And there's that many damage sources and right clicks, and he just falls so fast. Too many Cold Snaps.
Cold Snaps, he has his own Tornado. You got a Rubik on your team with a Telekinesis. There's really not much of a chance, even if you got a Surge, let's say, to make it out from that range of the EMP. And as you see right there, it leads to a beautiful pick. Nice. He's starting to make a home for himself. Mama is on the move. She is just dishing out all these webs and now making a way towards the mid lane here. Just cuts right through the woods, straight towards the tower, and is beginning to backdoor a little bit. Now they do have the heal. FNG quickly bops all those Broodlings down. but he's just going to be a real pain in the ass right now for Vici, or for VP.
Yeah, if you prevent them from stacking, they do less damage, so he saves the tower. But I mean, Ice barely lost anything to do that, really. He maybe gave some gold to FNG there, but it also forced some rotations and some TPs, and he just wants to continue to kill those easy towers. If nobody defended there, the tower dies, just spiders. So every bit of advantage that Vici Gaming can get for their early game is what Ice wants to go for, and it's working out pretty okay.
He goes with Medallion 2 on his Brood mode here, so very interesting.
Helps with the Dragonite, I guess. Helps a lot against Gyro, I think, as well. Gyro's a bit weak on armor. So I like the pickup.
G's going to snag up an Invis for himself here. And go back on the move. Very passive positioning here for both Super and Fenrir in the mid lane. Waiting it about. Super here holds his Staff of Wizardry, at least for now. We'll have to see mid lane. G breaking out now. Shapeshift scouts out Fenrir. This should be an easy pick down. It will be. A wall committed. Might have been a bit over excessive here. Now that's in an awkward position in case something is to follow up. They catch G with the EMP. He's going to have no mana, but really after taking down Fenrir, they only want this tower, and they're just going to put their eyes on the prize, look to secure it. Split pressure already coming out, though, even from your little split-pushing Rubik here in FY in the top lane with assistance of Ice, who's currently farming through the woods here. You know, it's a lot of sweat right now for Virtus Pro to take down this tower, but can't help like Vici Gaming are just going to get it as much across the map as far as farm and going for their own objectives.
I mean, that tower is really important as well because they can now move through the mid lane into the jungle, and that hurts Anti-Mage so much because he doesn't even have his Battle Fury yet, and when he does have it, his jungle is not even safe. I mean, it will be partially when this tier 2 on the top of the map dies, but it's getting scary for him because once he finishes it, VP's just going to be all over that. And you can see the little Dragonite's item. He's like, BKB? No, man, we're making a Shadow Blade, even more mana intensive for him, but it makes a huge threat for the Anti-Mage because him plus any other hero is a guaranteed AM kill.
And I'm sure he hopes he can lead off the debut of this Shadow Blade with a quick kill here.
Yeah, his opponents know it's coming though because they saw the Shadow Amulet, so they can be slightly concerned with it. But if he finds any support hero, they just die. So he's going to move around, team fighting, moving through jungles, getting kills while still farming.
Illidan and company here, scavenging through Vici's woods here in hopes to find out how.
They want a spider, I think. He's going to break smoke? No, he doesn't.
VP also.
FNG should be farther up with us too, because if smoke breaks. All right, here comes the dust.
They have dust. They dust him out right now. He's able to make it through the trees though. Ooh, awkward positioning. He goes right for the TP. See you later. No stun. Coming out.
Yeah, he didn't have the ult for about 7 seconds there. Otherwise, he would have had that kill. So, kind of good attempt, but maybe their pathing wasn't the best. I guess it was just an unfortunate place to find Ice because easy escape for him. So I think they were maybe moving on someone else, but that would have been a really good kill on the Brood since Brood has quite a few items here.
Now Super, who is attending to this top lane. Now I figured that because they took out that mid-tier 1 tower and you said how Hao's jungle is going to be a bit unsafe, he could start working with top lane and how much room Vici Gaming have on this part of the map with this tier 1 being down.
Ooh, G's in trouble.
But they are going to get Super here. G moves in, gets the stun. He's going to get lifted into an EMP. They're looking to turn the table right around. And on to G here, if possible. A big call down comes down from Illidan. And they're going to be able to get the pick. Ice going to get dunked on right there. Go down. And both FY going to get dropped. Fenrir in big trouble here. Illidan not be able to catch him with the Rocket Barrage. And Fenrir with that move speed. One flat connect. It will connect. Gets the help from the urn of Super. Super dishes out Tornado, which will slow down Illidan. And he decides to pull back. Could have gone a lot worse there for Vici Gaming if not careful.
I mean, G played that so smart at the beginning. He's like, wow, this Invoker is completely out of position. His team has to be behind him. So he used the Shadow Blade to check all the little pockets to spot for him, but by the time he came back out, he ran into Super and started the fight, and his team was able to catch up. If he would have gone right away, it actually would have been better for them, because it would have been Dragonite plus a Dazzler going straight onto Invoker. So he ends up dying for that, but luckily the rest of his team was there to help out.
And looks like they're going to stay here for now and look for a potential follow-up. As they head towards the lane, they're going to be welcomed by Ice here, and they just hit him right away with a fissure, a vacuum pull, and they're going to get an easy pick right there, Purge. Ice shows up in lane and gets killed immediately. That's
a really cool pickoff. They did have that Observer Ward down about 50 seconds ago, but they said all these nets are in the jungle. If he just gets into the jungle, it's hard to kill him. Well, let's kill him before he gets there.
Oh, G gets up in arms with Hao, and then the whole team shows up behind Hao, and he gets annihilated, and Hao finishes him off with a big mana void right there. And G's family a little too far to help out in that one, so a bit different than the result we saw at the top lane previous to it. That's G going in a bit too soon and too fast without help nearby.
Just haven't seen value out of the Shadow Blade yet. Maybe not the best item here. BKB is a little bit more standard of a playstyle, and sure, if you get a lot of kills with Shadow Blade, it's amazing, but so far it hasn't helped him when he ends up running into 4 heroes, and he really needs a BKB against that many, so he really has to finish that next. If he doesn't, at the very least, he can get out of these fights. I guess he can't even BKB TP either. Mana Void can still catch him and stuff, so it's getting tougher and tougher for him, and I'm sure he's regretting his item decision.
As far as net worth and split of farm, both teams kind of neck and neck with each other, with a slight nod going towards the side of Virtus Pro as it stands right now. And now they smoke up. They're looking to go back on the move towards this top lane. They want to get Hao here.
G's Invis too.
And he's already going back into a very reserved position.
I like this
even cutting the
spot.
tree. Yeah, this isn't a typical spot here that you could just scout out. And it looks like they're not going to go any further. Once they see this AM not going into lane, they're going to wager he did TP away, which he does. So,
Good ideas from the anti-mage here. Just feeling the gank, and that's where it was at. They didn't even have wards or anything. I don't think they spotted the smoke either, and that was a lot of resources from VP to try to get that AM. Maybe they should just be more focused about their farm. I mean, Ilden also shifted for that gank. He could have been farming creeps instead. It does give them decent position to pressure the top tier 2, and they can also jump on Ice maybe.
he's already shifting all the way through, and suddenly he's in mid lane and away from those Ancients that Virtus Pro are nearby. FNG even committing a couple of very aggressive wards here. Plops a sentry first to make sure it won't be scouted out when he plants the bombs thereafter. They get it covered, and, well, look at this. Virtus Pro look to push in a tier 2. Super plays footsie with them a bit, gets a good Tornado EMP, and now G has no mana whatsoever if a fight is to break out. But it looks like that's not going to be happening. Not yet, at least. Tier 2 should be dropping here. Actually, the glyph going to be popped out now. Vici Gaming considering dancing with them a bit while Ice and Hao create space elsewhere.
Well, Tower goes down. That's the tier 2. Anti-Mage can be able to get the tier 1 unless they glyph it. They don't actually. Small mistake there.
And they quickly rotate to stop it. So they may get a tier 2 in that top lane, but both Hao and Ice continue to farm elsewhere.
I think it's looking okay for VP here. I mean, they're being proactive a little bit. They're forcing the enemy team on Vici to defend. But the downside is that Ice and Anti-Mage are still farming quite well, so... Fissure on Spider Murders. Holy cow.
Okay, and the emphasis there at the end, the call down. Really hate spiders here, Purge. Virtus Pro, arachnophobia is very much a real thing here.
I think they maybe thought that they got the Broodmother there, which was why they put the sentry down, but...
Oh boy, look at this. Vici Gaming creeping in here. I have an idea that possibly some ancient actions happening, but they're not looking to cross the river quite yet. Super is inching for it, hoping to get the catch with a tornado if possible. FNG to his right-hand side. Ooh, doesn't follow through.
Yeah, I didn't realize the smoke broke a little bit earlier than that. Oh, power treads on Lina. That's a little bit uncommon. Kind of like it though. You can use your stats whichever way you need it, whether you're nuking or whether you're trying to stay alive versus a carry. So on Alina, I like it. You don't really need tranquils that much on this hero. Yeah, I think this is cool.
It doesn't seem like their team is very mana dependent, not enough to justify Arcane. So I guess yeah, there's the treads to just stay alive that much longer, make it through like some flat cannon hits. You don't want to get. You don't want to be easy food. Not for your Lina, so he'll be able to withstand some of the debris damage in these fights and hold on for that big finger, or Laguna rather, in stun setup. Ilden, though, pressing down this mid lane with Ice watching up and above here. More Virtus Pro kind of moving about here. They're getting little bits of farm, but can't help but feel like more farm is being traded for the side of Vici Gaming. Hao has been just kind of in the zone for his farm for what feels like the past 5 to 10 minutes now. And he's got a Vlad's right after that Battle Fury and nearly 800 gold.
At the very least, the experience has really been jumping up for Vici Gaming here. The gold is semi-comparable with the experience is going up, and that's basically all on Hao getting solo experience there. So, Dragon Knight keeps moving around looking for kills, but he's just not finding anything with the Shadow Blade, unfortunately. So, still isn't quite working out, but on the bright side, Gyro is very, very farmed. Sanjin Yasha with almost a BKB, about the same, but about 2,000 gold ahead of what Dragon Knight has.
And yet, at least not yet, Virtus Pro not comfortable enough to move in this Roche pit and get it done, because I feel like against the line Vici Gaming have with this AM split pushing about and Brood kind of doing her own thing, it shouldn't be too much trouble to move in and try to go for a Roche, but maybe they just don't feel like they have the comfortable enough damage to get it quick and get out before Vici Gaming could respond. Just does not seem to be on the agenda for them.
It's so difficult to find the kills, though. I mean, Ice has all these nets all over the mid lane. There's so many different places he could be. He could be doing Ancients, he could be doing camps.
Yeah.
And the rest just goes to anti-mage, basically. And their wards are also very jungle protecting, the one at the bottom rune. It says, oh, if you guys want to move into our jungle, you're going to have to use the smoke to do it. And I think G's also been very scared of going for solo kills anymore, because it's led to problems twice now.
Yeah.
He'll do it in semi-safe areas, but he won't do the super aggressive ones anymore. So at this point, it just comes down to a farming war, and Vici Gaming seems to be doing better.
I mean, that's something we said right from the start of the draft in the game, is that Vici Gaming have a lineup where they would feel more comfortable taking things nice and slow and easy. They have the farm potential. They certainly have plenty of split and push potential. They're just going to get more off the map and be a bit more greedy. And Virtus Pro are going to be kind of reaching for something here. They move right up. They got the sentry down, but Ice able to make it to the trees. Follow up with a fissure. They got him locked and loaded. Can they stop the TP, though? They can.
Man.
A call down is going to be going out for nothing. Simply taking the Ancients here. And that's about it. Coming up short once again.
And another smoke used, and not getting anything out of that other than Brood TPing back. So, ugh. But they've almost got their BKBs, and at this point, it's going to come down to teamfights. There's also a blink on Darkseer. That's pretty significant. It'll help their teamfight by a lot. Their teamfight's definitely far better than Vici Gaming's if they get to initiate first. We have a blink on Lil. There is also. They're actually in a really good place right now with their teamfight items, so they just got to make the fights good. But how splitting?
Okay, they do get the Tornado EMP, it looks like, onto G, so that's a lot of life and mana. He's got to get bottled up and healed up from FNG here. I mean, they're looking to make the back end of this. Oh, there's a big jump in. They get a nice combo onto the two support. They get FY and Super looking to retreat. They get FY down with the fissure follow-up here. Super rocked on down from Phobos and the Ion Shell. Meanwhile, the rest of the team looking to clean up this Tier 2 tower. It looks like they'll be able to get it. But look at the damage that's being done elsewhere, Purge. You have Hal inside the base of Virtus Pro, knocking down the Tier 3 to about half life. Ice continues to work with this top lane. And they get... Oh, I thought they got the deny.
Yeah.
Overhyped that one a bit. But hey, Illidan ends up getting the last hit. So what do they get? They get Super FY down plus the Tier 2 tower. And what do they lose? Well, they lose quite a chunk of damage. A Tier 2 on the bottom and some damage onto their Tier 3. Lots of free farm for AM and for Ice on the Brood.
But the next time that VP pushes in, it's going to be potential racks. And obviously, same thing goes for the anti-mage, but as long as they play it correctly, push out the lanes a bit, and then go for it, they're going to be okay. But the downside is, if you look on the map, there's spiders everywhere. Don't look behind you guys. They're there.
Yeah, look at this. Set this map on fire at this rate. It's all over the place, and that keeps a team like Virtus Pro a bit on edge, knowing that he can come out any moment. And I asked up for the time to make a go for the Roche. It looks like it's now Purge. They're going to head right into the pit and make a full-fledged charge here. Doesn't seem like Vici Gaming really care, if they even know what's happening right now. Ice is going to continue to do his thing top lane, and he's getting assistance now, Purge. They're gonna really go in for a push, possibly in this top lane.
Can they fight right now? I mean, Super's their mid hero, and all he's got is a Force and a Phase Boots. Like, compare that to the farm that Dragon Knight has. It's just not comparable anymore. He was strong before, but he's going to really peak off soon here. Low coming in. He's blinking forward, looking for the anti-mage. Doesn't get him. Throws the fissure first. No dunk for him. So that's a blink off. Cold Snap is well on him, but he'll be just fine. Can they defend the tower? They've got a glyph. They're coming. There's the glyph.
G's in first with that Shadow Blade. Who's going to get the connection on it? It's Ice. He leads him with a quick stun. Goes into shapeshift here. And the rest of Vici Gaming call out the retreat, or at least a regroup here. No, FY. He's TPing out and away. This tower looks like it will be denied if they decide to deny it. Well, they're going to leave it for now. But Vici Gaming not looking to just kind of go too far. It seems like they are not yet ready to take a fight.
They're not. They can't take a fight. I think the only reason that they went up there is because they knew VP was taking the Roshan. They're not farmed enough to be able to take VP in a fight, so it's all about split pushing and playing Rat Dodo. That was basically their goal as soon as they picked the AM in addition to the Brood, so they're going to have to stick to that. Oh, Earthshaker's going to find AM. There's the enchant. Oh, he tries to steal the last hit.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Just messing around. He's like, I know I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to try to steal your creep.
He's like, I'm going to try to steal the creep that you're stealing from us.
Yeah, the Manta's up, though, so nothing's get really dangerous. And he's got those golden AM bashers.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
The bling is there.
He might kill Lil here. Oh, he used both of his spells. He's only going to have Echo Slam to escape.
He goes for it. Boom, bang, bong. Hits him with a Mana Void, and that's just a tickle. Not going to be enough there, Hal. So Earthshaker going to get away, and their little footsie play continues.
Yeah, that was a little bit... I mean, if he manted there, he might have killed him with some super fast mana drain, but it wasn't going to happen, so... Nothing there.
All right, well, he'll step back and away here, and you can see that Vici Gaming are just getting a bit more comfortable here with kind of moving past the river and exploring a bit. And for Virtus Pro, they're still trying to make something happen, probably as a group.
Ice might get spotted here. The net was fresh here, so they know he's in the area. Nope, they're actually just running away. Never mind. Dragonite has a gem, by the way, so they have committed to the gem. DK Phobos actually being the one that purchased that, the Darkseer. He's actually really farmed.
Yeah.
You can't even tell that he bought a gem here. He's like, oh yeah, your items are great, man. 26 minutes, you're doing a good job. This guy consistently puts out really good Darkseer farm performances, in my opinion. He's always very, very high in the net worth for that hero. Keeps his farm up.
It's good having good farm and having good items, but another big deal is having good execution and getting those big vacuum walls here. We'll have to see DK Phobos can do it here against Vici. Their smoke pops briefly, and they go for a dust play in hopes to catch Ice, but he's not there. Instead, they're going to catch up with FY.
He's got a force.
Who gets the force, gets the TP. Can they stop it? Yeah, oh, man, the rocket barrage right at the end gives him a sweet little treat before he tries to go home, and FY will go down.
But look at the map. Their lanes are just not in good position. Everybody on Vici Gaming is already in position for the split push.
Yep.
All three of them, and they're all pretty survivable. Anti-Mage can get out, Invoker can go, Force, Invis, Tornado, whatever, and Ice, like, they're just constantly split pushing.
This is so dirty.
Yeah, this is going to be the whole game, man.
This is split pushing. It's just each lane, how evasive they can be and slip away from trouble, and little Virtus Pro are just like running around with chickens like their heads cut off. They just can't get to one lane or the other to stop them.
So the win condition for VP comes down to this. You basically need some hero that can start blowing up heroes that are split pushing, and it's probably going to have to be Dragonite getting a Blink Dagger, I would guess, because then he can Blink Stun. But he also needs some good damage. He can't deal with the Anti-Mage in a 1v1 situation. He'll never kill him solo. Invoker, maybe if he grabs another item or two, but for now it's going to be a lot of this. A lot of split pushing, a lot of split farming from Vici Gaming, and VP is just trying to take a 5v5 team fight.
I mean, you can understand the importance. It doesn't make for the most entertaining Dota, where you're going to see lots of blood and shed and fighting, and it's more tactical and disciplined right now. But hey, as I say, that mid lane, FY going to get caught out possibly once more. Shadow Amulet? Nah, not happening right there. Gets shot at the end. Of course, the gem, yeah. G going to spotting him out. Meanwhile, How, again, pressuring this bottom lane, gets a few more jabs on that tier 3, and suddenly it's just a few swings from being taken out altogether. How goes back to his usual hiding closet here, and TP's back home. So even though Virtus Pro are able to get small little picks, they're not going to follow up with objectives as long as the split push is happening.
So Dragonite picking up a Sanj. I feel like this is going to be a Sanj Inyasha, not a what the heck is that item called? Silver Edge.
Yep.
I don't think it'll be a Silver Edge. I think the item's a bit weak. It's better on strength heroes, obviously, but I think he needs to go into damage items now. That way, if he does get on top of somebody, he can do big DPS, and a SNY will definitely allow him to do that. So I think it'll be an SNY, not 100% though.
Can't help but think about what Virtus Pro would have to do besides get like a good pick on maybe one of these split pushers. I mean, even a hiding Earthshaker catching up a big Echo, but then you won't have it for the big fight there to follow.
Yeah.
And then being able to make that committed push to the other side, because as it stands right now, sure, you can come out on top getting these picks and taking these fights where it's your 5 against their 3, or maybe even 2, but then you have to worry about all these other lanes and being able to take care of it. They have that gem, but they have yet to really utilize it in a sense where they could even sweep through their own woods and make a catch onto Ice here. He's still happy and free to kind of just take over their woods for himself.
On the bright side, he's not farming super fast. He's been fairly shut down this game, 0-3-1. When you play Broodmother gets a lot of kills, it kind of just ruins the whole game. At some point, your supports can't deal with it, and you can start killing your carries. We saw that earlier today in a secret game, actually. It was really impressive, but Ice is content to just split push, farm, keep vigilant on his opponents, and then the nets are in such good places. He can actually just run unobstructed spiderlings over cliffs, spotting out enemy heroes, seeing where they're farming, and they can predict their movements based on it. It is going to be a Silver Edge coming out of the Dragonite, though. So the benefit of this is that it applies break. The hero that's best on is probably the Anti-Mage, because you can remove his magic shield.
Yeah, that certainly helps out, like Gyrocopter, of course your Earthshaker, so they're able to get off that big hit.
He might get this Lina.
Might put big pressure onto G to get the first connection. This time a little support. Gets the hit, gets the stun, gets the fissure help, and
nice.
Yeah, it's an easy takedown of Fenrir here, but that's really all Virtus Pro have gotten as of recent, is just picks on FY or Fenrir. The other cores are just still continuing to do their own selfish, greedy thing. That's definitely securing this game in the long road for them, because can't help but feel like Vici Gaming still have a better late game potential.
I I mean, that's the goal of the Shadow Blade, though, and now the Silver Edge. It's just to kill support heroes. That way he's supplementing his farm, because he needs to do that to be...
Ooh, they spotted How. He had been hiding that spot for so long, they finally got onto him.
He blinked. Oh,
he blinked. Where did he go? Did he go? Oh, he went into the base. He juked me.
Yeah. He went top, and somebody pinged that, but...
Look at him. Now they're hunting for him. Phobos is like, he's got to be in here somewhere. Where is he? Where did he go? Yeah, he's up by your base, buddy.
Yeah, he's super gone. But he can't actually get out anytime soon, because he already used TP. He's got 45 seconds. That's actually still really good for them, because if they just go back to farming or whatever, then they won't find him, and he's just can't do anything for now. And he's scared to even go south. Look, they even put an observer ward on the high ground. I don't even see where the heck that is. There it is. I can barely catch it. It's all the way over here.
Oh, I see it. Wow, look at that thing right over there.
So if the anti-mate, they're going to spot him. He's going to come back. He's blinking south, I think.
Oh my goodness.
And they're going to see him with his observer. They see him now. Whatever. He showed whatever. Yeah, they're like, oh, he's up there. We're stupid. Oh, man.
You see the body language. All of a sudden,
they can catch him.
Lil and FNG are like, wait, what? We got to go back over there.
He's got 10 seconds for his blink. As long as Lil gets in position, they can get him. Here's the TP as well.
Right under that ward.
Dragon Knight wants him.
They have had enough of this.
He's going to blink in a moment, I think. If he tries to TP, they just catch him. It's that simple.
Look at how plotted this is. Go! They move in, they get the quick connection with that Shadow Blade, and then, well, he really can't go anywhere. Purge. He's just going to get assaulted.
Okay.
You can just feel the angst, like, enough is enough. How?
Yeah. That homing missile hit him so early. I was like, oh, this Earthshaker is not chain stunning him. They were very careful with that. Lil was like, nope, too early for enchant. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Missile hits. Okay, hold it. They did not want to let him get out of that completely free, and because of it, they get a huge gold swing. That's 500 gold going to Earthshaker there alone, and the rest of the team members are going to be happy about that. And like over a minute where Anti-Mage can't get last hits or pressure lanes.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to kill. Kill the split pushers, push out the lanes, force the high ground, don't get rexed.
Yeah, but now it's time to go. You got AM down for over 40 seconds. Yeah, he has buyback. They don't know that. If they can force it out, that's even the better. But they are just charging down this mid lane. You can feel just as much angst here for FY and company on this top lane trying to add the split push pressure. I mean, G is just walking through EMPs. He wants to get into the base so hard. So he moves in. They start assaulting the tier 3. And eventually, VG Game are going to have to do something about it. They're going to pull out the glyph right now. Super in position here, waiting out, hoping to get a good connection. No tornado or EMB yet, at least for another 10 seconds. And he even gets hit with a fissure. Look at this, Purge. They're going to get the tier 3 down.
They're split pushing Rubik, though, and Ice also shifted there. He's TPing back now, though. They don't want to lose the racks. Oh, man, there's no creeps left. I can't believe it, so they get backdoor protection. And look at this Ice on the mid lane. Stop the creep wave push.
Oh, God damn it, Ice. He just blocks out the wave so it can't get close enough. That means there's going to be backdoor protection. That means Virtus Pro. They got to get out of there. What a cheeky play, but he might pay the price for it.
Might get him. They don't have detection.
Where? Oh, he's gone. G is not around. He's on the route, though. He's hoping to catch him off with this gem.
FNG might just die to the anti-mage here. He's quite dead. He's going to grave. Bought himself 5 seconds of wasted farming time, but that's it for FNG.
He gets slashed right there.
And Brood got out, too.
Brood, yeah, made it out before G could get there with the gem.
Man, it's a great play there by Ice. He saved himself a range barracks there. So really nice play from him, and FY as well, just split pushing immediately as the anti-mage died. He knew that VP was going to try to turn that into an advantage, and it didn't work out.
Nolden forced to pull out a call down in a bit of a fake play.
Oh, Fenrir.
And Fenrir gets caught on the other side of the fissure. Ooh. Virtus Pro, not how they want it to go. Now Roche is obviously
they're gonna fight.
Both teams know. Ice just charged. Got lifted in there, and he gets lifted immediately.
Oh,
pulled down,
dead.
and he's annihilated. How with a double as he pushes on through, looking to go for G. G on the run here. Phobos gives him the surge, and he's going to be able to make it out. VG Gaming happy with that, though. Gyro out, Lil out. They're going to move right into Roche and take it for themselves.
Yeah, he didn't realize the danger he was in. They didn't have observer ward vision on the other side of the map, and all of a sudden the lift happened, and the chain stun and the damage. They go through, vacuum goes down, wall. DK Phobos in trouble.
Stolen wall, place themselves, and they say stay back. And that was a quick kill right there. DK Phobos going to hit the deck. That also cost Ilden a buyback, so he wants to fight with it, but he pulls out the call down. They're getting lots of pressure on the How. He's forced in even further, and then he's able to blink and sidestep. Super is just getting big connections from the low ground. Ice considers a move in, and then nothing's going to come out of it. That is still a big loss for Virtus Pro. The buyback, not going to get anything from it. They lose the Roche. They lose the Aegis here. This is very good for Vici Gaming. It may look 10-15 in favor of Virtus Pro, but I assure you this game is getting out of hand fast for Vici Gaming.
Man, look at that graph. And that was immediately after VP just got some advantage too. Like if he just popped BKB on Illidan, if he just popped that thing and didn't get chain bursted there, they could have won that team fight potentially and got roached. But all of a sudden, one small mistake there, maybe a ward mistake, maybe a VP Illidan mistake, leads to that.
Heartbreaking right now for Virtus Pro, if you're a fan at least, and they're going to have to be in the backup here. It looks like it's just bull rush for some farm, possibly get ready to prepare for the high ground defense that could be coming in your near future. How continues to farm up. He's got his own BKB ready to go. It's actually already down to 9 seconds, but he has 4K gold. I mean, I can't even keep tabs with this guy's inventory. It continues to swell up so much.
It's just a pretty good game for him not dying. The only support that can really chain stun is Earthshaker. Gyro's not very good at doing it, and Dragonite can get a good stun in there, but how often do they get that attempt? Not very much.
And they know with a win here, they secure the series 2-0 purge, and that means they get 3 full points, and it puts them at the top of the group at 8 points, neck and neck with EG. Also Virtus Pro, but Virtus Pro have played a couple extra series, I believe. So they may be at the same level, but Vici Gaming and EG still hold the top 2 spots.
They're ready to fight. The Mike 1G, there's the Hex on him. Falling up, great force staff.
It pushes them back in the way. They're going to pop the BKBs and look to commit, but Virtus Pro do split here. G thinks about manning up an Ice, doesn't like the trade, decides to step back. Tornado is going to be a swing and a miss right there. No blood to be shed quite yet, but BKBs will be down here. And Virtus Pro thinking about re-engaging. They put the ping out, they get the vacuum back onto Ice. He's on the high ground and trapped between a fissure. Not going to be TPing away as Lil has the enchant totem. He's stuck in a rut, literally here, as he cannot fight his way out. Will go down. It's going to be Illidan who picks up the last hit, but he is the only casualty here in this mid lane skirmish.
Ooh, G actually popped his ultimate right at the end there. I think that was a bit of a mistake here, because now he's not going to have it for the next team fight. He actually didn't have it for that fight. He was just hitting regularly on the Broodmother, and it just didn't do that much. So now they can't actually fight for about 2 minutes. They can go back to the defense strategy. It kind of limits their choices a little bit. Maybe not the worst loss ever, but they really need that for the fights.
And it would be unfortunate if he had to wait for it here, because Vici Gaming already have a good position up here on the top, even though House here has support nearby. They're going to go for him here. They get the stun. Super there shows up. He's going to get a big connection if possible. Leads in. It's going to be a Hex. They drop the wall, but they're not going to be near it. Lil gets the help from the grave. Fissure does connect on the How. How's going to be in trouble, able to blink away from trouble here and will retreat. And G, on the back end of his dragon form, not going to be able to follow up with anything. Super just gets elusive, goes invis, steps away. And they're not going to be able to get the catch onto How.
Yeah, they didn't realize that the Invoker was there. Lil was being really careful with his stuns that we could elongate them as long as possible, but that Hex came through. Really nice play from Super. Absolutely saved How's Aegis.
Big catch right there, so they do get to pull back and hold that Aegis for the next potential fight. House still sitting on a wealth of gold here, a big stockpile of over 6K as he farms through these Ancients here. You look to the other side, Illidan was able to finish out his Butterfly. Will definitely help up in the potential man fight here of AM, but that doesn't help the cleave damage that How is going to be able to do. So still needs a lot more here if you're looking to Virtus Pro and trying to scrap this one together, but you're already seeing the titan of items coming out for Vici Gaming as Super shows with that sheep stick, what it can do. Hell, even the supports here. FY, he's got a blink and a force staff on his Rubik. And we look to Fenrir, he's got the Glimmer Cape, and he looks like he's going to be throwing together an Agnums.
He's pretty far away from it, though, so I don't think they have to worry about that too much. I think VP is also just as farmed. Earthshaker's got Blink, Force, Arcane. What's Darkseer got? Guardian Greaves. He's very close to Shiva's guard, about 200. That's actually going to reduce Anti-Mage's attack speed by a lot, because as of yet, he didn't go for the Butterfly build or the Heart. Well, it looks like he just bought... It looks like he's buying Butterfly now, so I guess that'll help offset that attack speed reduction a bit, but... also an AC picked up on Dragonite, so pretty soon here VP is going to get really tanky, and I like the synergy of the Dragonite with the Gyro. Both are very good BKB carries, so it's a bit hard for Vici to focus. Do they go on the Gyro, or do they go to the Dragonite first? Either way, there might be a Grave, so it's hard to take team fights for Vici Gaming.
There can always be that awkward period of transition for the side of Vici Gaming where, you know, Ice is a Brood. It can fall off somewhat in the later game. This Broodmother can't really offer a whole lot. For now, just has the SMY and BKB, but doesn't really dish out the raw horsepower that you see in your Gyros and your AMs and all these real hardcore, you know, carries. So there might be a transitional period where Virtus Pro can take advantage of when it's just more everyone on the back of How. He has a DD now, though, so I would even be scared of that.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty intimidating. I don't think they have a good way to remove that either, no. Yule Scepter or anything like that. He'll back off, going back to farm. Roshan is not respawned just yet. Got about 3 minutes left for that. VP really needs to pick that up, honestly. Put it on, I would say, Gyrocopter. He does have Butterfly now, so maybe G's the squishier of the two, but he's got AC as well. It's just the items are coming together so well for VP, and pretty much everything is coming down to AM's shoulders. Like you said, Broodmother has only got that SNY. Brood might get spotted. The net goes down. There's the weave.
Him. They move in. He's going to be forced to pop a BP.
Can they?
BKB and
It's
TP
close.
out. Oh, that was really close.
Oh, if that medallion was instant, as soon as they caught him, they could have gotten that kill, but it came about halfway through the DPS, and it was just a bit too late there.
Now they're going to use the remainder of this shapeshift and head down this mid lane.
Great blink.
In with a quick fissure. Did he still?
Ooh, he did. He's got the Dragon Idol.
Whoa, dragon on dragon action.
That's
Oh,
good.
this is my favorite. It's like a Disney movie. Okay, they're moving in. G on the Hydra. Going to get caught out. Sheeped up. And EMP. No more mana for him, but he is just chunking away at the tower. Doesn't need mana to do that. They're looking to help him out. They move in. They get the heal up from those Greaves. Hal charges in. Gets
big dunk.
pushed away the dunk, but Hal's not in the middle of it. But he's going right through a wall. And now his replicant able to do some serious damage. Look at Virtus Pro go. They clean out the mid lane, and they're just charging right towards the top. This is their time. They are sick of all the split push antics that Vici Gaming have been doing thus far, and this is their moment as they go right on through. It looks like they're going to be able to secure a second set of racks if Vici can't do anything to stop them.
Yeah, that's the range barracks going down. G, a blink comes forward from How. He's going after DK Phobos. He can't kill that guy at all. Even an early grave from How. He's a little bit worried about dying, but he stays alive here. The big ultimate from Anti-Mage cleaves up the supports, but he's going to fall. Tries to blink, doesn't make it. As well as the Spider falling. Super running back at half HP, and VP is so happy with that. A buyback from AM. They got to get out, though. It's going to be close. G's got 19 seconds on his BKB. He doesn't have a TP scroll either. Eventually, he will fall here. Very little damage now that his mana is completely gone. His armor is so high here, but he will die. Gem of True Sight on the ground. Good pickup for Vici. Is it worth the buyback, though? He gets the killing spree for 666 gold. A pretty expensive swing. And to be honest, AM's almost at unlimited gold at this point, so I think that was a good buyback from Hal, but it might cost him in the next team fight.
Could have been a little bit better if somehow he had a way to make it to that top lane and help get a bit of a push going their way. But yeah, I mean, it's just the one little cleanup there, and they've lost so much. 3 racks total go down. They only lost the range racks in that top lane here, but their mid completely cleaned out. And now it's Vici Gaming charging on through here. How even blinking towards the secret shop, decides to step back and is going to look to maybe even things up in this mid lane here. G does have a buyback ready to go just in case. Everyone else is already up and at attendance here. If Virtus Pro do need a defense.
He needs that gold so bad, because to be relevant against a 6-slotted anti-mage, he's going to need his next item and his next item. Maybe a Daedalus MKB is going to be his next pickup here, but he needs a damage item soon. This is the great early game Dragon Knight build, but at some point, you got to pull out the big guns and invest in those damage items.
You could see that almost for both sides, though, as a TP or a tornado is going to fly through the mid lane here. Then they decide to step back. They're going to go for this tier 2, but you could say that almost for both sides. Ice in one corner and G in the other. They're going to need to kind of take it to that next level if they want to be a big factor for the big dog tier.
There's the TP forward.
But Manta, they move in. What a vacuum set up into the wall here. How's going to be forced to BKB. Follow-up Echo. Bit mitigated there. And now it's going to be Ice instead of goes down. They look for Phobos, but a last-second Grave is going to keep him alive. They get the connection from the rocket there, but my oh my, it's Fenrir on the loose. They're looking to get the hell back. Everyone Vici quickly escaped. They only lose Ice. And unfortunately for VP, a beautiful vacuum wall. The Echo a bit off the mark as a follow-up, though. Could have been disaster, but Vici Gaming were able to make it away.
That was a big chase there for VP. They were trying to catch up to Vici, so the vacuum wall was probably slightly outside of the range of the Earthshaker, hence why there was some delay there. Enough where it wasn't just a player delay mistake. That just seemed like distance. So no kills there other than the Brood, but still less split push. And look at Ice. He's had to invest into a Solar Crest. He's no longer opting for a carry build. He just has to try to make his anti-mage as strong as possible. So it's got to be an MKB next for Dragon Knight here, because he needs to be able to guarantee hits on this anti-mage.
He's got the 3,600, nearly 4, as he farms up the Ancients here. Will he get the time to do it, though? Will Vici Gaming allow him to have that bit of time here? They already have a pretty decked out AM, so there's not much for them to kind of hold off for here, except putting together the buyback gold and waiting out that respawn timer a bit. But they got to know as well that Virtus Pro not playing around. When they get that bit of advantage, they're going to look to go and overthrow your base.
Yeah, they may also just do some passive farming here. They're letting Illidan get everything. He's very close to buyback plus MKB. Him alone can definitely do some serious damage output to the anti-mage as well. So for now, he's taking the backseat. Roche is up, though. Radiant Wards are going to spot this. They know that VP is in the jungle, so Anti-Mage just shifting over, and they're ready for the 5-on-5.
Vici Super moves in first. Could just dish out a casual Deafening Blast. Will do so here. No follow-up yet, but hey, bumps up Phobos to the high ground. He will blink down. Ice. By the side of Super now. Just a quick and easy road for VP here. Oh, they get caught in a bad position. They're going to get engaged anyways. Ice pops the BKB. Tries to go in. Fissure not going to be doing a whole lot. That's actually the stolen Fissure from Fenrir, or FY. They step back and away. Ice gets taken apart. Breathe Fire on the other end. Hal, though, gets the quick pick, takes out DK Phobos. Now Lil moves in, gets the stun lockdown on the Super, and they finish him off with the right click coming out from G. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade, but look at that.
Oh, they missed the gem.
Phobos buys back immediately as well.
Gem's still in the Roche area. They're not going to grab that, but do they have another one? They do, actually. It's on Dazzle. No courier moving as well. And they want to go. Oh, they're clicking on Throne. This is their chance. They're sick of split push. The lanes are in really good places. And Vici Gaming's not even in their base.
Buyback already comes out from Super. Ice. No buyback for him. Is still going to be out in the sidelines for 35 seconds. Here comes Virtus Pro. Right for the mid lane push. Can they get these tier 4? Super. Nice tornado. Connects on the first two. Follow-up. Stolen Fissure from FY. And now they look to Hal. He pops his BKB. He's looking to go right for FNG. Get that pesky Dazzle out of here. Gets the back by a duck connects from Lil. They're going to rip apart Howie. Is out for 2 minutes. Virtus Pro might have just done it. They are tired of that split. They decide to go ball down this mid lane. And like a wrecking ball, they just tear it up.
That has got to feel so good for VP after that early game, especially with the way they got beaten game 1. But I love the Dragon Knight pick. They had some issues with the Shadow Blade, but getting towards the late game, their true core lineup of Gyro plus a Dragon Knight, that's 2 heroes that AM has some trouble dealing with, because one of them's going to have evasion and the other guy has buttloads of armor. And they got the 6 bracer. Earthshaker just pulling out the big Echo Slams in the late game.
I don't know how Lil does it with these items, but he always makes it work, whether it's